Man, I don't know what kind of contract the UFC gave Molly McCann, but this is one of the biggest forms of Dana White privilege I've probably ever seen. I know people will get on the likes of like Michael Chandler for Dana White privilege, which is, there's a case. But Molly McCann has probably had some of the biggest Dana White privilege that we have seen. And it all started back last March, not this past March, but March of 2022, when she had that spinning elbow. And that was the time that she put the belt on. She had that knockout, a spinning elbow knockout to Luana Carolina in London. That was the big London card, first card back in London. And I think maybe the UFC overreacted or something. I don't know, but that was a poppin' card. It was an awesome card. I loved it. UFC London cards are awesome. She gets the spinning back elbow knockout on Luana Carolina. Jumps out of the cage, gets a belt on. She puts a belt on. Mind you, Luana Carolina is damn near on the verge of like getting cut. Like, she is now 4-3 in the UFC, but she was 3-2 in the UFC. I don't know. She towards the bottom of the barrel. She gets knocked out by Molly McCann. Molly McCann goes around with the belt on. And I think the UFC had to overreact because Patty had gotten a submission win in the same card, and then Barstool signs them. UFC must have signed her to something big, like her and Patty to something big, because then they go back and put her on the London card again. And who do they match her up with? Hannah Goldie. Hannah Goldie's probably on the verge of getting cut as well. And she gets a similar finish, a spinning back elbow. But it's not a clean knockout. It's like a spinning back elbow, and then she follow up with the punches. Knockout. Round 1. Okay. The UFC's probably... And maybe the UFC went in after that. I'm going to guess the UFC went in even deeper after that. Back-to-back spinning knockouts. And then what do? They're like, all right. I'm guessing this is probably what happened. They're like, all right, we're going to sign her to this contract, right? But we're paying her this money. We got to give her, something, some type of competition, because the girls we're giving her right now, not that good. They give her Erin Blanchfield, UFC 281, on the prelims, because that was a stack card. It's not like a diss to that. It was a stack card. UFC 281, Erin Blanchfield destroys her, just mauls her. Absolutely mauls her. Round 1 sub. Got her out of there in round 1. UFC is like, fuck, man. Molly was supposed to be our girl, all right? We probably just gave her the half the fucking company, and then we match her up with Erin Blanchfield, and Erin Blanchfield just smokes her. Now, maybe that helped Erin Blanchfield get some eyeballs on her because she's on an absolute tear. But Molly McCann, no. She's been off since then. That was November of 2022. Now she's coming back, right? She's coming back. She wasn't on the London card in March, which was Usman Edwards. Now she's coming back, right? Coming off a loss. Mind you, they're paying her all this money. She's coming off a loss, paying all this money. They need to get her back in the win column badly. And not only do they need to get her back in the win column, they need to get her back in the win column in the co-main event spot. In the co-main event spot. Who do they match her up with? Yulia Stoliarenko. Stoliarenko, bro. Yulia Stoliarenko has a professional record of 10-7-1. Okay? 10-7-1. Guys, in the UFC, she is 1-5. She is 1-5. The only win? Jessica Rose Clark. Mind you, 9 of her 10 wins come by armbar. That means she has one move. One move. You just have to defend one move. Yulia Stoliarenko, 1-5 in the UFC. It gets better. It gets better. Her last fight. Her last fight was at a catchweight of 140 pounds. Yulia Stoliarenko, most of her UFC career has been at 135 pounds. Now, if you remember correctly, she was one that fainted multiple times trying to make weight at 135. Now she's coming down to 125. 125. She was fainting at 135 pounds. Now she's coming down to 125 pounds. Her last fight was at 140 pounds. What is that going to look like? What is she even going to be able to be present? Is she going to be available in the octagon? The UFC is probably certainly hoping not, because they matched her up with Molly McCann. Molly McCann is in a co-main event spot against the girl who was 1-5 in the UFC and moving down weight when she was fainting, making weight at 135. If that's not Dana White privilege, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. You get one fight against a ranked opponent, Aaron Blanchfield. You get subbed in the first round. And your next fight is a co-main event spot against a chick that's 1-5 in the UFC, changing weight classes. That's got to be the biggest Dana White privilege I've ever seen. Co-main event spot. So many other good fights on this UFC London card. She gets the co-main event spot. Why? They probably paid her a shit ton of money, and they need to get something from her. But that is what it is. That's my rant. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, like the video. If you want more videos like this, hit the subscription button down below. Hey, John Picks here, signing out.